The Cardinal Cushing School was founded in 1947 by the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi. The sisters were among the first people in the United States to believe that children with disabilities could be educated. They were innovative, really creative people who said, you know, these aren't marginalized people who should be left on the fringes of society, but in fact should have the opportunity for education. And so I think they're modern day heroes. Cardinal Cushing identified early on an inclusive environment, and he included from the very beginning people of all faiths. Over 20% of our workforce are people with disabilities. We're really, I think, a vision of what the world should be like.
We have 3 daughters, Hannah, Sophie, and Lucy. Sophie is our middle daughter, and she's currently a resident at Cardinal Cushing. She feels accepted here. I know that we feel accepted here. She has a whole life that is very typical of a high school student that we, on our own, would not have been able to provide for her. It is amazing the people that they have helped. The mission of taking care of people, is at its core. And accepting and being kind, and it doesn't seem to have a religious overtone. It's just how we should treat people.
Our Springtime Gala always recognizes exceptional individuals who are committed to the work that we do. And this year, we've identified 2 extraordinary men who, in very different ways, contribute to the very ideals of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi and those of Cardinal Cushing. Jim Fagan and Bill Brett are perfect examples of Franciscan leadership and the work that Cardinal Cushing began here.
I started actually when I was about 15. When I was in high school, I started a camera club.
Bill was always enterprising. He knew all the photographers at the Globe, and they loved him. So they kind of brought him along, and he started taking pictures.
I met my dear friend David Muga when I was 16. He had a car, and that was to own a car was a great thing.
This was before he could drive, so I think he was riding, in fact, a red bicycle or something.
And he had a scanner in the car, which is even better.
I would take him to the scenes of accidents and fires.
We chased everything around town.
They were Sparkies, and I wasn't a Sparky, but I wanted to spend time with Billy, and sometimes I'd end up coming home at 5 o'clock in the morning, being at a 2 or 3 alarm fire.
You go up to a building and there's fire coming out of the various windows down below. The aerial ladders are shooting up to the sky, in a sense. Firemen going up the ladders and plucking people from windows and taking them down over the ladders, and literally in front of your own eyes, seeing people being saved by the fire department.
Well, the amazing thing about Bill Brett is that people know him from the social. He's been to every social in the city of Boston since Paul Revere was showing off the silver. But what's really true is he was a great newsman, still is. This year we had the horrible fire on Beacon Street where the 2 firefighters lost their lives, and that's Bill Brett's photo on the front page of the Globe, even though he's supposedly retired.
He knows the beat cop to the billionaire and everybody in between.
My mother would always say, just be careful, just always be careful. But she gave me the freedom to be creative. And through her guidance, I became a better person.
We've known each other since we were, 4th grade. Billy, in a sense, almost emulates his mother, because his mother was a sweet woman. Billy is a compassionate person. He's a person that cares. A little girl from Roxbury who was shot inadvertently by a bullet, and she was paralyzed. And Billy really, really took it to heart. And I saw him, and he says, it's unbelievable. He says, she's a single mom. The girl is paralyzed. And I says, what are you going to do? He said, well, I got to get her a vehicle. And Billy's been, in a sense, mentoring the family for years. And I met the little girl. And I said, you're Billy's friend. She says, Billy will always be my friend.
Not only has Bill Brett seen everything and photographed everything, but what you don't know is he's done something for everyone probably in those pictures. There's so many Bill Brett memorable pictures. He has risked life and limb for the Boston Globe, including, oh my God, the 1978 blizzard. He's up there in a helicopter, freezing his tail off and making great pictures. And then the helicopter, the engine quit and the thing started going down.
And there was not a soul around. We were in the back of a police station. We landed. What saved us was so much snow. We just bounced. We were only about, I say only about 40, 50 feet above. 2 hours later, he fixed it. He says, Bill, we can go again. I don't know why I got back in, but I did.
This is my dad's 50th year, and this is my 20th year. I just love the excitement of his job. And I learned so much about life and photography just being with him.
I started it, that's all.
Yep.
Everything else was...
No, he taught me everything I know.
Now she teaches me. I said to my wife, I better do a book on Boston Irish before they're gone. I decided to dedicate the book to my mother because I thought she was so special to me and to my family, what she did as an Irish immigrant. And the second reason I thought that would be my 50 years being published in the Boston Globe would be kind of a celebration. And the third reason is I wanted to show what the Irish have done as a community. Keep going. Right there. This picture here. We don't blow that up. This is Cardinal Cushing. Cardinal Cushing School was named after him. They have done so much for children. People who needed help, they were always there to help them. And when they call me, I try to help them too. I'd just like to thank everybody for coming tonight. It feels a little awkward for me to be on this side of the camera, but before the night's over, I hope to have my camera in my hand, that I'm able to have the opportunity to photograph some of you people out there this evening. And again, thank you.
Let's open the bidding on this. We'll make it fun. Just $700, $700 what I need, $700 what I've got.
There are certain people who every day will give of themselves to help other people.
$1,400, who'll give me 16? You're high bidder.
Jim has probably given more time to charities than anyone I know. 2 or 3 nights a week he can be out raising money.
$1,800 to you. I've got $1,800. Give me a round of applause.
He'll raise $10,000, $20,000, $30,000.
Sold for $2,300 right there.
I said, Jim, would you be willing to do this for us? And he said, now let me get this right. This is raising money for the kids, right? For the kids at Cardinal Cushing. I said, right. And he said, I'd be glad to do it. I said, now, Jim, we don't have a budget, so this is going to have to be for free. And he said, well, if it's for the kids at Cardinal Cushing, that's my price.
Jim, I want to thank you for all you do, quite honestly, for your service to the community. You're always there to give.
Jim has one of probably the biggest hearts you'll ever find. He's just the nicest guy, would give you the shirt off his back in a rainstorm.
I think my passion for giving back and volunteering comes from my mother and father, Betty and Jim Fagan, who are both just wonderful people. How are you? Every Saturday, I drive something called Betty's Beauty Bus. It's a special day for the two of us. We're off to the Salon de Beauté, where she has her nails done. We got a celebrity here. One of the things that I've tried to do with my family is that old lead by example. I'm making my famous scrambled eggs with pieces of bacon in there. Guys, so go ahead and sit down and dig in. So I usually do that thing with the fish and the wine, but I'm not going to do that. I think there's enough here to go around.
I've always heard you talk so much about Cardinal Cushing, and it's amazing that tonight we get to celebrate you and kind of the work that you've done.
Jen cries at everything, just so you know. On Friday, I bought a new car, and Jen cried. I said, what are you crying at? She goes, it's beautiful. I go, Jen, it's just a trade-in. The last few years for my family have been very, very challenging. In 2011, November the 11th to be exact, my wife Janice was diagnosed with an acute leukemia, megakaryoblast leukemia, and it changed our lives instantly.
But you know, when I was diagnosed, I took a look around my family and I thought, there's so much to live for. Here's a man, 35 years married in September, never left my side. I would go off to sleep, I'd wake up, he'd be right there in the chair.
I didn't have money to get out of the parking garage at the Beth Israel. That was the problem. While all this was going on with Janice, we did actually get some good news. My favorite daughter, Jennifer, told us that she was expecting. Start walking. It's a video.
Who's fatter?
Who's that, huh? Great job. Great job. When Jack was born, Janice got to hold him and be with him.
My daughter was pregnant. I just said, I'm gonna fight for that grandchild,
And you did, and it's been an amazing ride. Our family also rallied around my youngest son, Jeffrey. Jeffrey was diagnosed with myoclonus dystonia, a movement disorder.
I realized that I have an amazing family who was there right next to me 110%.
The only reason tonight that I even agreed to be considered to receive the Cardinal Cushing Medal was because of some of the challenges that our family has faced. I'm touched to receive the Cardinal Cushing Award, but I'm even more touched that, maybe I'm making a difference tonight for these children. Calvin.
Hey.
Charge this guy double, because he's got it, believe me.
Oh, man.
How are you, pal? Great to see you.
Nice to see you, Jim.
Nice to
What brings
see
you in the neighborhood?
I'm treating myself to a shine. A little embarrassed, but very honored. I'm receiving an award tonight over at the Weston Copley, the Cardinal Cushing Award.
Are you sure it's tonight?
Positive,
Because
yeah.
I'm going to be at the hotel today and I'm receiving an award. The same place?
Same place.
Oh, Jesus. I thought I was the only one.
Let me say this, if you and I are both getting an award, they really didn't do a background check.
I guess not. Gee, that's great.
If you're getting the award.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Jim. Is your wife's coming?
Janice will be
Yeah,
there.
my wife
sure.
will be there. How about if I buy dinner for you and the wife?
I'm getting chest pains, Calvin.
Oh. And I'll even pick up the dessert.
You're too generous.
So then I'll see you at the Copley
I'll
Weston
see you
tonight.
tonight at the
Okay.
Weston Copley. Thanks.
Jesus Christ.